Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask the CEO. Today, I'd like to introduce a very special guest. She's the Senior Sustainability Specialist for Americas at Microsoft. I'd like to welcome Gina Kirby. Welcome, Gina.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's so great to be speaking with you today. Gina, one of the topics on everybody's minds is sustainability. As you know, there are many public initiatives focused on it, and it's gained a lot of popularity over the last several years. What are some of the challenges enterprises face with their sustainability initiatives?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of the challenges that enterprise face are that when we talk about sustainability, there's a variety of perspectives, there's a variety of levels of interest, and there's a variety of goals across corporations. And I think each of those things are informed by the role that anybody sits in within a given company. Some of the challenges also are, what are we reporting on? How much information do we share? And what are our goals that align with our values as companies? And trying to figure out how they can intersect those two things as they look towards their own futures.
Yeah. And so putting that into perspective, what are some of the ways businesses go about attaining their sustainability goals?
Absolutely. A lot of it has to do with data. Actually, it's focused on trying to figure out, I can't set a goal until I know where I stand. And that makes sense, right? It's important to understand how much work you have ahead of yourself, as well as establishing those really strong and concise baselines as best you can. So you have a starting point. So you know how much progress you need to make and where you're headed. Those are some of the key challenges. Some of the key challenges are that information that it takes to create baselines, set goals, and understand things like an ROI and where to invest or create pathways to mitigation. Those are unfortunately not all in one location. Information like this sits in a variety of different systems. And sometimes some of those systems are in fact human systems or formats that are not readily discoverable. Employee experiences who have a deep understanding of their business. Sometimes things like handwritten notes or documentation, photos. And so while some of this information might already be recorded, some of it's also in employee knowledge or formats that are not easily accessed in a digital format. And in addition, we continue to see the need for improvements, and especially in the visibility of Scope 3 information. And this will require dramatic transformation in shared transparency across value chains, and likely involve partnerships, both with public and private organizations alike. So combining all of those efforts becomes the initial and primary challenge before companies are able to step forth on an informed path to progress.
You know, it's so true. So I come from the telecom world, and in the olden days when we were working with contact center managers, we used to have a saying that you've got to measure it in order to manage it. And if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So just like, what you're saying, the data and information is all over the place. Some of them are on papers and like now we have IoT devices capturing information from all over the place, and we just need to process all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of feels like we're in an interesting moment where we have a richness of information, but being able to take advantage of all that information is really our challenge.
Very well said. So, Gina, what is Microsoft's approach to address sustainability?
Sure. So our approach to looking at sustainability as a company for Microsoft is really to evaluate ourselves on a number of key areas. So we're constantly evaluating and assessing key areas like carbon, water, waste, and biodiversity. Now, when we look at those things, we are assessing those from the variety of different areas of our business as well. So we have divisions like Xbox. We also have our cloud services teams. And then we also have all of the facilities and the real estate that it takes for us to enable our employees and to deliver all the work that we do. And so we constantly are assessing those things, understanding where our starting points are and where we can start to make investments for improvements, constantly with a lens of trying to come from an informed position. So we're making really data-driven insights.
That goes to your point about everything being in the data and being able to take advantage of that data in order to reach that goal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, Gina, can you share some case studies about that? This sounds really exciting.
Yeah, sure, of course. So for our part, I will note as Microsoft, we do release an annual report, and that's our annual sustainability report. For us as a company, part of what's important is that we acknowledge with transparency that this is a journey and also that we don't always get it right. We make efforts in a variety of different areas, and some will pay off in dividends, and it will happen at a different timeline than it will for others. But we're committed to making our goals and to continue to make progress. Some of the case studies that we've done with some of our customers are across a variety of different industries and areas. Now, we have the work that we're doing with our cloud for sustainability, and you might have seen some information out there already with our customers like Grupo Bimbo, who is a grocer. You might have seen our work with the BBC, or potentially Ingredion or FLD Smith. They are leveraging our cloud for sustainability platform to help them on their journey with obtaining additional insights and more enriched insights as they plot their path forward on their own climate journeys. Other things that we're doing across a variety of industries are more focused that might be related to, for example, a fleet management organization might be looking at things like route optimization or how EVs will play a role in their future. We might be leveraging digital twins for organizations who are trying to get a better handle on what their real estate and facilities are consuming from an energy perspective and how they can make improvements. Sometimes it's related to agribusiness or retail and really optimizing the supply chain and understanding what that looks like. Or it could be things as simple as we're trying to make assessments of what is the feasibility for us to move from plastics to recycled packaging, and what insights can we drive from those things? So it's really a lot of different areas across a variety of industries. We continue to work with our customers and our partner ecosystem. Again, we don't purport that we know or we're the experts in everything. And so we have a really enriched partner ecosystem that we work with to help support and supplement all the things that we do.
Yeah, and you know, they say about any kind of progress, you can't do it alone. You need to have a network of partners. So how can people connect with you to learn more about Microsoft's sustainability initiatives? And I'm also interested in hearing more about the partner ecosystem.
Absolutely. So our partner ecosystem has a number of sustainability offerings. You can find those either on AppSource or on our general sustainability website. You can also connect with us on our Cloud for Sustainability pages, or by looking up our annual climate innovation and report, and our sustainability report. We release it every year, and although it's lengthy, it's detailed on purpose, and there's a lot of references both to the work that we're doing as well as who we're working with on those initiatives.
That sounds great. And I'll post all those links to the show notes so people can just click on that and get right to you.
That's great.
Gina, do you have any parting words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the audience?
I think the parting words of wisdom would really be and continue to be optimistic in nature, with the recognition that we are at such a critical moment in environmental sustainability. And it's so important that we are moving from assessments into action and taking real tangible next steps beyond pledges into action and starting down a path of progress. And so if you do nothing else today, get started on that foundational work. We firmly believe that there is a powerful role for data to play at the intersection of technology and sustainability. And that means whether your company has set forth goals or not, is taking steps to improve data quality, data hygiene, and data transparency. Those things will set you up on a path to make progress on your own journey.
Gina, thank you so much for sharing your time and your wisdom. I really enjoyed having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.